The past few weeks have been turbulent for Barcelona, both collectively and individually. The club was furious with the Spanish national team for forcing Lamine Yamal to play, which resulted in his injury and weeks on the sidelines. On top of that, defeats to PSG and Sevilla only increased the pressure on the team. Amid the controversy, Rivaldo publicly commented on the conflict between Barca and Spain over the young player's involvement. "I understand Flick's frustration over losing such an important player, someone who makes the difference. The most important thing is to take care of the player. If there's a risk of injury, he should sit out, recover, and only return once he's 100%. Playing at 60 or 70% doesn't help the club or the national team. Ideally, he should recover in Barcelona first and then return to the Spanish squad. If he's still in pain, it's better to give him time." At the same time, however, the Brazilian legend criticized the medical staff for giving Yamal the green light to play despite knowing about his injury. That's also normal. The club defends itself, the national team defends itself. These discussions will always exist. I also understand the national team's side. If the medical department clears the player, the federation assumes he's fit to play. Yamal is expected to return in time to start El Clásico, with plans for him to play a few minutes against Girona beforehand. Rivaldo highlighted the importance of his comeback for the clash with Real Madrid. Every Barcelona player dreams of playing a Clásico, especially at the Bernabeu, but he needs to think about his career, not just that game. If he's 100%, perfect, but if he still feels discomfort, it's better to wait. The season is just starting. There's a long road ahead. Playing through pain could worsen the injury and keep him out even longer. We all know that even at 50%, he can make a difference, but that's not ideal. He's young and has a huge future ahead of him. Missing a Clásico hurts, of course, but it would be worse to get injured again and miss weeks of football. The most important thing is to be healthy and pain-free so he can help the team throughout the season. At just 18, Lamine Yamal is already considered one of the best players in the world. Mature yet explosive, he's a central figure for both Barcelona and the Spanish national team, with both sides building their offensive systems around his brilliance on the right wing. In a recent interview, goalkeeper Unai Simon commented on the youngster's impressive level. "I think what you see is exactly what he gives us. He's a kid blessed with football talent, and beyond his skills, he actually understands the game. It's natural. He knows when to pass, when to move, when to cross. I'm not sure he's even aware of it, but everything he brings is unique, especially for an 18-year-old who still has so much room to grow. Now it depends a bit on how he handles everything around him, but I see him as very grounded for his age." The goalkeeper also dismissed the idea that Yamal is distracted from football by social media. "People say things based on what they see online, but we can see he's a kid who takes care of himself. He trains properly, does the preventive work. I hope to see him soon and that he keeps giving a lot to the national team." Speaking to El Chiringuito after the club assembly, Joan Laporta praised the young star. "Lamine is a genius. We need to support him and give him the best advice. But he's already far more mature than other boys his age because of everything he's gone through. The fame could overwhelm him, but he's handling it very well. He's 18 and trains every day. He's disciplined with his groin injury and follows the club's instructions to the letter so he can get better. The right way to treat him is to help him. He'll make mistakes like everyone else, maybe even more because he's so young, but he's a boy who's easy to love." Wojciech Szczęsny also shared his thoughts. "I think Lamine is at a stage in his career where he just needs to enjoy playing. That's the most important thing. I was 18 once, and I remember that how you think at that age is completely different from when you're in your 30s. With his quality and talent, as long as he doesn't lose his passion for the game and stays professional, it's obvious he'll have huge success because nothing is stopping him from becoming the best player in the world." Since Franco Mastantuono signed for Real Madrid last summer, comparisons have been drawn between him and Lamine Yamal. The Argentine prodigy, who only turned 18 a few months ago, plays in the same position and has started strongly under Xabi Alonso at the Santiago Bernabeu. However, in terms of career progression, the two are miles apart despite their shared age. One is just beginning his European journey, while the other is already a Ballon d'Or runner-up and two-time Copa Trophy winner. In a recent interview with Dia Sports, Mastantuono addressed the comparisons. "I think comparisons in football will always exist, and unfortunately, because of media exposure, those stories make sense and give headlines. Honestly, it doesn't bother me. I try not to compare myself to anyone. I just focus on my work and making sure things go well for me and my team. I've always said Lamine is a great player who's in fantastic form, and that's admirable, but I don't compare myself to him or anyone else. I just try to do my job, and I know that's much more important than worrying about what others are doing, so I take things easy." This season, Chelsea will face Barcelona in the Champions League, giving Marc Cucurella a special reunion with his former club. He shared his excitement. It'll be a great game. It's been many years since I last played against Barca. Everyone's already asking me for tickets, and there are still months to go. The Champions League is a special competition. The atmosphere, the occasion, everything. I hope we can win. I think Barca are slight favourites. We haven't played in the Champions League for a few years, and we have a young team. I'm the second most experienced player, and that shows in key moments. Barca have more experience, more Champions League matches, and more composure in tough situations. But anything can happen in one game. When asked about a potential duel with Barcelona's young star, he joked, "I won't hold back. The good thing is, the World Cup is still far away. If I knock him out, he'll have plenty of time to recover. I like playing against people I don't know. It makes me feel more comfortable, and I'm not the type to text my opponents before games, even if they're friends." According to Sport, Barcelona recorded an operating profit of $2 million for the second consecutive season, a sign of slight financial recovery. However, the club still carries a total transfer debt of $159.1 million, with $140.6 million due in the short term and $18.5 million in the long term. Among the clubs awaiting payments, Leeds United tops the list, still owed $41.9 million for the transfer of Rafinha. They are followed by Sevilla, which is owed $24.5 million for Jules Koundé, and Bayern Munich owed $20 million for Robert Lewandowski. Other pending payments include $13.3 million to Manchester City for Ferran Torres, $8 million to Real Betis for Emerson Royal, Sporting CP, and Stade Rennais for recent transfers, including pending amounts related to Rafinha and Lewandowski. Despite cost-cutting efforts, the club's total transfer debt has slightly increased compared to last year. On the other hand, Barca is also owed $64.1 million by other clubs, nearly double the amount recorded in the previous year. Major debtors include FC Porto, $6.7 million for Nico Gonzalez, Al Ahly, $4.1 million for Kessié, and Shakhtar Donetsk, $3.1 million for Marlon. The club is still awaiting payments from transfers such as Griezmann, Collado, Julian Araujo, and Sergi Gomez. In summary, despite posting a $2 million profit, Barcelona's financial situation remains fragile, burdened by high debts and heavily reliant on incoming payments. If you love watching Lamine Yamal shine in the Barcelona shirt, share this video with your friends. Your positive energy might make a difference and help speed up his recovery. Maybe we'll see Lamine back for El Clasico.